coaches can be very difficult with the media.
You mentioned Mick Malthouse before.
Yeah.
So-
And Clarko.
Yes.
So we want you to basically just give us a score out of 1 to 5 for coaches, with 1 being extremely difficult to deal with 5 being incredibly great to deal with, very open with their words to you.
Yeah.
We're gonna throw out a few names. So just remember the one.
Yeah, I got it.
The 1's for the prickly bastards and the 5's for the nice
One's
bastards.
for Mickey M, yeah.
Yeah, well, Mick Malthouse, we'll go to him first. 1?
Yep.
Okay.
1.
And Mick, oddly enough, Mick and I started as buddies. I knew him when he was playing for Richmond.
Not on speed dial anymore?
No.
No.
Well, he wouldn't pick it up. And then, without being immodest, I had a role in his appointment to his first coaching job at the Bulldogs. But then things went awry when he went to Perth.
Gotcha.
And I think he decided then, he said, I'm in Perth, I'm coaching the West Coast, it's us against the rest of them, and I don't care about the rest of Australia or any inhabitants thereof. So I fell out with Mick.
And rightfully, you've given him a 1.
He gets a 1.
Yeah.
Kevin Sheedy.
5.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's the best.
Colourful.
So you're
Yeah.
saying at no point was Kevin Sheedy ever prickly with you?
No, I didn't say that.
He was
I
just
am.
good to deal
You
with.
said I said that.
Yeah.
No, but on balance.
So Kevin was great.
Yeah. I mean, great for the game. Almost exclusively great to deal with.
True.
Genuine football lover, creative mind,
Yeah.
and not a grudge holder. That's my assessment of
That's
Sheedy.
good. I like that.
Love it. Very, very good. What about Alistair Clarkson?
Yeah, again, I was matey with Clarko. We had a falling out, which was my fault. I was at fault.
What was that about?
I said on Talking Footy on the Monday of Grand Final week when the Hawks were involved that...
Was that 08?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
He won that many, I can't remember. Anyway, I said that he probably would be coaching West Coast the following year.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
And he was right. He said that I didn't have the courtesy to ring him on such a big story and such a sensitive time, and he was right.
Yeah.
Did he call you, or was that a physical discussion?
That was a physical discussion when he came into on the couch after winning the flag,
Gotcha.
Oh, wow.
which was the
So it was a bit of a stuff
tradition.
You,
Yeah.
stuff you,
Oh,
Mike.
yeah.
I've got the
Yeah.
cup.
There you go.
Yeah, well, it was even without the cup, he would have been, and he's angry, Clarko.
Yeah.
He can get angry, but I take that was my fault, so I wear that.
Okay. A coach from the mid-2000s, Mark Choco Williams.
Yeah,
That's a good response.
I reckon
Yes.
everyone.
What does that mean?
I like Choco, but
What are we giving him?
Score?
But I give him. I
In the middle?
give him 3.
Yeah, 3. Yeah. He's got a good highlights reel. If you go on his YouTube press conferences, he's got good highlights. But I feel like with Port were playing bad, he would have been pretty prickly.
Yeah, and he's obtuse. You know, sometimes he won't come on on the couch
No.
because he says I get paid. Me, MS gets paid. Why doesn't MW get paid? I said, well, and
fair
I
point.
do have a good line on for this now. I've learnt this. I said, well, the greatest player that ever played, in most people's opinion, is Lee Matthews, and he never asked for nor suggested any fee.
Yeah.
And I think it's
They
because
get paid well.
of course they do, and I've been doing this for 11 years, and I reckon 5 blokes have asked for money.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. No, I totally get it as well. I think during our podcasting days over the last 5 years, how many people have asked for money?
2.
Two.
Back on our old soccer podcast. We won't name them, but they never came on the show because they asked for
Okay.
money, and we politely said,
Well, tell
"No,
you how
thank
it should. This is my view about how it should work.
Yeah.
I interviewed Dale Morris, who is almost my favourite player
Yeah,
of
he's-
the last 10 years, and we were walking away from a coffee we had about. I'd telling him what I wanted to talk about, and he says, "Is there?" And he was quite sheepish, but he says, "Is there a fee for this, Mike?" And I said, "No, there's not, Dale."
cab charge?
And he said, "Okay," and he didn't push it. And then I gave him the Matthews line,
Yeah.
which I often use.
Yeah.
it was cool. Never got
Yeah.
mentioned again.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
You love that.
I mean, he's a Footscray boy though, so they're pretty poor the
And
best
he's
of
an
time.
ex-Werribee boy.
There you go.
Like me.
That's fair enough. We need the cab
I,
ride
had one-
home.
I love him, and I really respect his career. But I said to him the other day, I said, I played more games for you with the Bees. He was there 4 years and played 30 games.
Yeah.
All right. Can I just bring you up quickly before we go to the next coach?
Yeah.
One of my favourite, most iconic memories in AFL history, as a 30-year-old human on this planet that's
Yes.
followed it since day one, is Choco Williams.
Yeah.
And the choking.
Iconic.
That is,
It's iconic.
it almost doesn't get better than that.
Yeah.
But,
and it reminds me, and in a weird
It's
way,
on the same level as Paul Rose's Here It Is.
yeah,
Or
but for
Teddy
different
Whitten.
reasons.
Yeah.
One was like Choco.
Yeah.
Again, I like Choco and I enjoy his company. And when he's often in Albert Park where I live having a coffee, so I'll either talk or sit and have one with. So I'm okay with him in that, but he sometimes he's his own worst enemy. And I think the Alan Scott one, I can understand that, but it was a
Yeah.
bit crass.
Yeah.
He didn't need to do it.
Yeah.
You know, he'd won the club. He'd driven the club to its first premiership.
Yeah.
win. I think he might have been a
Beating-
bit more subtle.
Beating the unbelievable Lions team. So it was a pretty big feat. Next one for you, John Worsfold.
Well, I can't go any higher than 2 for Whoosh.
So as a lot of Essendon fans, I do an Essendon podcast,
Yeah.
Mike, and we refer to John as Rahul Dravid because no one plays a straighter bat than
Yeah.
him. He's just a wall. You could just bounce things off him and it'll come
And
straight back.
I'm critical of him for that. I think a man with his rich footy history.
How did
Yeah.
you give him 2 then? Because I thought he was an automatic 1.
Well, I
just
don't-
personally.
Okay, well, look, I wouldn't fight you over that. But,
Perfect.
1.5.
but
One it is.
most people would say that Sheahan should reserve 1 for Malthouse
Okay.
exclusively.
Okay.
Okay. So,
Whoosh and I haven't not had a falling out. I haven't had much to do with Whoosh.
fair enough.
But I don't like him in front of the media. And I know the coaches hate the media, but there are those who sort of say, well,
Do
this
they?
is a function I have to perform,
Yeah.
and I'll do it.
Yeah.
And
Some do it better than others.
yeah.
Someone who definitely divides opinion of the current lot is Chris Scott.
Yeah.
Score for Chris?
You're asking me personally, aren't you, about them as blokes and as performers, right?
Just as a media person, when
Yeah.
it comes to press conference
Okay.
time, what score are you giving him?
The way they treat
yeah.
the media more
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
yeah,
like-
I'd probably give Scotty a 4.
yeah.
Yep.
He's entertaining.
And he's what he is, and not all his mates can say this. He's articulate.
He is.
I hear that
Good St. Kevin's boy.
He's a Skevs.
Oh my
That's
God.
nothing to brag about these
Yeah,
days.
I know. Let's move on from that.
That some people say that he's too distant from his players, but I can only judge him in the context that I see him, and I think he's articulate, he's engaging, and he's prepared to talk about almost any topic you put in front of him.
I must admit, I really do like his commentary on 360.
Yeah,
and
he's
always
very
have.
good. He's
Yeah.
very good.
Always have. When they bring in the coaches, they bring in Richo, they bring in Chris Scott. He's very, very open, and he's happy, to put it on the agenda.
Yeah, I'd like to see him slightly more assertive on 360.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think he's a bit apologetic when he doesn't really mean to be.
Fair enough.
Now,
I don't mind it.
good point to be talking about 360 because we do want to talk about someone who's on that show,
Mr. Robinson.
Mr. Robinson, who's followed on, taken over your top 50.
Yep.
How did that feel giving it to him?
Yeah, was there a was there a ceremony? Did you hand something to him or?
Well, he didn't. He wasn't made the chief footy writer. I'd been gone, I think, 18 months when they gave him that role.
Yep.
Well, my view about that is, it wasn't mine to give.
Okay.
I mean, I did it.
Come on.
No, I'm being serious about it. I'm not being humble. I'm
Was it your idea or was it just someone at the papers?
No, it was Jeff Slattery's idea at the Sunday Age.
Okay.
He was
There you go.
he was the sports editor of the Sunday Age. It was 1990 or 91. I
Okay.
forget which one. And he said, I want you to write a story about the best player in the competition. I said, what do you mean? He said, just name him. You name him, write a story about it, and put 49 behind him in order. I said, you're kidding. And it's haunted me ever since.
But it's brilliant. It is the single most important piece of content for every footy fan
It's big.
to read
Yeah.
before the start of a season.
Yeah, it gets you.
Yeah.
It gets you excited.
Come on, Mike.
Yeah, no,
It divides
look,
opinion.
No, I understood its commercial value.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the paper loved it. and they're still milking it. They're still making plenty out of Robbo's 50.
They are.
And I mean, for you guys and for kids in their teens, not that you two are, but it's Mark Robinson's top 50 now.
Yeah.
Nah, it's still Mark Sheahan's.
It's big. We'll go through the 10. We won't do his whole 50, but we'll go through the 10, and then I'll ask you.
See, we finished with the coaches.
Yeah, we're done with coaches.
No,
We're
it
moving
was
on.
one more.
Okay, here we go. Sorry.
No,
Okay.
I give Bucks 5 1/4.
Okay,
Oh.
that's
Just to.
So you got Mick, Bucks.
good. Yeah. Far apart.
I love the Buckley persona in the coaching role.
He's a good guy.
I think, and he doesn't belittle people, and he's engaging and he's articulate, and he's credible, and he's got time.